I want to start by saying something that took me a long time to admit. The hardest part was not finding out that my husband had been lying to me. The hardest part was finding out which person had been lying to me alongside him. Because it was not a stranger. It was not someone I had never met. It was the woman who had been my best friend for 11 years. The woman who was supposed to be my maid of honor. The woman who sat across from me at dinner 2 weeks before I found out, looked me in the eyes, and told me everything was going to be okay. I think about that dinner a lot. Let me go back to the beginning. Because this story did not happen overnight and it did not end the way either of them expected. Marcus and I had been married for 3 years when I first noticed something was different. It was nothing dramatic. No lipstick on a collar. No strange perfume. Just a shift in energy that I could not name but could absolutely feel. He started working late more often. His phone, which had always sat face up on the kitchen counter, started going everywhere with him. He became quieter at dinner. Not angry quiet. Just absent quiet. Like he was somewhere else even when he was sitting right next to me. I told myself I was imagining it. I told myself I was being insecure. And the person I told those things to, the person I called at midnight when the anxiety got too loud, was my best friend. Claire. Claire and I had been friends since university. We had seen each other through everything. Failed exams, bad relationships, job losses, family crises. She was the kind of friend you assume will be in your life forever because you simply cannot picture your life without her. She listened to every word I said. She told me I was overthinking. She told me Marcus loved me. She told me to trust him. I trusted her completely. The truth came out on an ordinary Saturday afternoon in November. Marcus had gone to the gym. I was cleaning out the spare bedroom when I found his old laptop, the one he never used anymore, sitting at the back of a shelf. I do not know what made me open it. I almost did not. But something pulled at me. Some quiet instinct that I had been ignoring for months finally got loud enough that I could not look away. I opened it. The browser was still logged into an email account I had never seen before. A separate account. Created 18 months earlier. I sat down on the floor of that spare bedroom and I read everything. Every message. Every plan. Every lie that had been carefully constructed around my life while I was living inside it completely unaware. It had been going on for 14 months. 14 months of hotel rooms and secret phones and coordinated stories. 14 months of Claire sitting across from me, holding my hand, asking how I was doing. I did not scream. I did not call either of them immediately. I sat on that floor for a very long time and I thought. Then I got up, closed the laptop, put it back exactly where I had found it, and I made a decision. I was not going to react. I was going to prepare. The first thing I did was call a lawyer. Not to discuss divorce immediately but to understand exactly what I was entitled to and exactly what I needed to document before I made a single move. The lawyer was very clear. In our situation, evidence mattered. Timing mattered. How I handled the next few weeks would determine a great deal about what came after. So I handled them carefully. I continued going to dinner with Claire. I continued having normal evenings with Marcus. I continued being exactly the person they both thought I still was. Someone who did not know. Someone who trusted them. Inside I was doing something entirely different. I was documenting everything. I was organizing our finances. I was making sure that every shared account, every asset, every piece of property was clearly mapped and recorded before anything changed. I also called Claire's husband. Daniel had no idea. I want to be very clear about that. He was as blindsided as I was. We met for coffee one afternoon while Marcus was at work and Claire thought I was visiting my mother. We sat across from each other and shared everything we both knew. Daniel was calm in the way that people are calm when they are holding something enormous very carefully. We made a plan together. Quiet, legal, and thorough. 3 weeks later Marcus came home from work to find me sitting at the kitchen table with a folder in front of me and a lawyer on the phone. I did not cry. I did not raise my voice. I simply placed the folder on the table and told him I knew everything and that I had known for 3 weeks and that in those 3 weeks I had been anything but idle. He tried to explain. Then he tried to apologize. Then he tried to negotiate. I had nothing to say to any of it. The divorce was finalized 7 months later. Because I had documented everything correctly and moved quickly on the financial side, I walked away with considerably more than I would have if I had reacted immediately in anger. Claire lost her marriage on the same day I filed. Daniel had been equally prepared. I heard through mutual friends that the two of them tried to make a relationship work after everything collapsed. I heard it lasted 4 months. I do not feel satisfaction about that. I genuinely do not. What I feel is something quieter. Something that took me a long time to name. I feel free. Not because of what happened to them, but because of what I chose to do. Because in the worst moment of my life I did not let pain make my decisions. I let clarity make them instead. People ask me sometimes if I miss Claire. If I miss who she was to me before all of this. I miss who I thought she was. I do not miss who she actually turned out to be. Those are two very different people. If you are going through something like this right now, I want you to hear one thing. Your instincts are not wrong. That quiet feeling that something is off, that voice you keep talking yourself out of listening to, it is telling you something real. Listen to it. Document everything. Move carefully. And remember that the most powerful thing you can do in a moment of betrayal is refuse to let it make you someone you are not. You are stronger than what was done to you. Subscribe for new stories every Tuesday and Friday. And if this reached someone who needed it today, share it with them. I will see you in the next one.